Talk TV. Rupert, thank you for joining me yet again. It feels like we're talking about this all the time. First of all, and quite quickly, Prince Harry lost just at the latest stage of an ongoing legal battle he's had with the Mail newspaper and the Mail on Sunday, I believe, as well. He's been whacked with this 50 grand bill, almost 50 grand. Doesn't it rather feel like it's time for him to give up on this? He's flogging a bit of a dead horse, is he?
Well, there's going to be a trial now. That's the upshot of what's been going on. And the fact is, he tried to get it thrown out and get it held in private, but the judge said no. And then has said, right, now you've also got to pay for the cost. But 50,000, probably in the grand scheme of his legal fees, is a small percentage, because he's certainly got a lot of lawyers working on his behalf. But it clearly is a setback, because if you look at the nitty gritty of what was said, is that the judge was basically throwing out what he said, and felt that it all comes around about saying, when did he say that he would pay for his security? The Mail, in their article, alleged that he never said it, and then he went back and his PR spin from the Harry team. So that's what will be working out in court sometime next summer, it looks like. These things take a long time, so more lawyers' fee for Harry as he prepares for that. But it's just another court case that he's involved in. But clearly, this is not the Christmas present he wanted, as he tries to get the courts to look in his favour.
And it's quite technical, but it was, I think, an application to have the defence of that national newspaper dismissed, and it's one that clearly fails. The court has decided, the judges have decided that both Harry and the Mail will have their day in court, which I'm sure we'll be talking about when it happens. Of course, today also, Harry and Meghan, on behalf of their Archwell Foundation, have launched a pretty slick video of them meeting veterans, hugging veterans, and talking about, let's not be churlish about it, the very good work that their Archwell Foundation is doing. But we're seeing a lot. Prince and Princess of Wales released their Christmas card yesterday, apparently making the white shirt the most fashionable thing that one could hope for in our Christmas stocking. We've seen a lot of positive publicity coming out of the palace on behalf of the King and Queen. Does it feel like there's a sort of a war of press releases going on between the Sussexes and the Prince and Princess of Wales and the King and Queen?
I think there definitely is. They're all trying to upstage each other. This is the time for a Christmas video. We saw, obviously, the slick one from the Waleses yesterday when Kate and the children went and went to pack up Christmas presents, and all very jolly that was. But 24 hours later, the Archwell Foundation released video of the work that Harry and Meghan have done over the year. Now, no one's faulting the intention of the work, but it's when it comes out. And clearly, they need to try and get back on the PR good foot after the publication of Endgame, with the sort of allegations that Meghan and Harry knew what was going on, even though they said they didn't. It was just friends of them that were briefing Omid Scobie. So they're now just trying to put themselves back and say, well, we actually are doing some good stuff. And yeah, they absolutely are. And I'm sure that many people are benefiting from their charities. So yes, but it is all part of the Harry and Meghan team saying, look, we are not the villains of the piece that you think we are. And this video is out to prove that.
Yeah, and you know, the Archwell Foundation has distributed £2 million out in grants, $2 million out in grants to very worthy causes, and they should be praised for their work with that. I just sort of question, slick videos aside, maybe you never know, maybe one of them will be doing John Lewis video next year, but slick videos aside, whether in fact they are winning with the British public, with polling showing that Harry and Meghan are the least popular members of the royal family, barring Prince Andrew. Do you think they're going to claw their way back up the rankings, or do you think in terms of the British public, they've made their mind up about them?
I think currently the British public have definitely made their mind up. I think they're probably more concerned, as they've now made their home in America, how they retrieve the situation there, which is obviously taking a hit. If you've seen a couple of cartoons lampooning their lifestyle and everything that goes on, and obviously they just think they're sort of been moaning for the whole time they've been in America. So this new agency that's got Meghan on their books, and everyone will be trying to piece by piece. Now, it is possible to do. You look at the rehabilitation of our Queen, because when she first sort of came onto the scene, she was definitely persona non grata, but by sort of careful PR, she's been placed in a much better position, and now she's our Queen. Who'd have thought that would happen? So it's not beyond the realms of possibility, but they're going to have to play the long game. Yeah, and I don't know how that long game's going to pan out, but one of the things I suppose they have to do is try and rehabilitate themselves within their own family and be seen that they aren't just any time they get together 6 months down the line turning out a book complaining about the way they were treated. So that's the issue they have for them. But a slick video playing to the American audience is all what, that's the way it works in America, and people will buy into that and see that they're not just sitting in their villa in Montecito.
And of course, particularly for the American audience, talking about veterans, which is a huge cause in the United States, as it here quite correctly is here in the United Kingdom. One of the big stories of last year, you pick up on it, is how popular Queen Camilla has proved herself. Absolutely fantastic, a wonderful individual, working really hard for our nation. This isn't the only court case that Prince Harry has. I met last week with Niall Gardner, who's a representative of the Heritage Foundation, and I think there's another round coming in the Heritage Foundation's attempt to have Harry's immigration application released by the American government to look at allegations they've made about him improperly completing it, not declaring drug taking, which he referenced in his book, The Spare. Do you know when those legal proceedings in the United States, not directly involving the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but obviously very damaging for them if those papers were to be released? Quickly, if you may.
Well, I don't know any details. I've always felt with this particular story that this is just, I feel it's a bit unnecessary. He's moved there. I mean, just because he's a high profile person and he's written this book, that just seems sort of cheap, I feel. And I don't think that that is not, they've moved there, just let them get on with their lives. Look, okay. I know I've got a son who's just, in many ways, he's moved to America, and the immigration process is a long and difficult one. But, in Harry's case, I think we just have to move aside with this one.
I think it's coming back in February, I was told by the Heritage Foundation. And it might point to the fact that it's not just Britain where they're unpopular, it's America as well. Do you think they'll be getting popular with the British public anytime soon?
No, not in the slightest.
Matthew?
No, I mean, I think of the rehabilitation issues. The video reminds me of a kind of American political commercial.
It
has that look like that, doesn't it? Looks like they're running for office.
And the Duke of Sussex now endorsed this message. Right. We, after the break, are going to continue to talk about the challenges that Rishi Sunak is